Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another show of Diplomatic Focus. I am Nail, and in this episode, we are going to explore more about the cultural, bilateral, different areas between Maldives and Bangladesh. And in this episode, I am honored to have the High Commissioner of Bangladesh to Maldives, His Excellency Dr. Nazmul Islam.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me. And I'm so pleased to be here in a Diplomatic Focus program.
On the August, it will be 1 year since you have assumed the role of High Commissioner to the Maldives. Since assuming your role, how have your first impressions of the Maldives been, both professionally and personally?
Again, thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to share the things personally, what I saw. When I first came here in Maldives, actually, I firstly came Maldives for this professional time. Before that, I actually hadn't chance to come to Maldives, and of course, I know Maldives very well since the Maldives beauty, the paradise of the earth, and this oceanography, that region which covered the whole Indian Ocean. So, time to time, I supposed to come here and to see the Maldives beauty. So of course, with my professional career now, I'm here. And the first thing when I came, I still remember that the airport of the Valena International Airport, and when it's the plane is landing, this is the one of the beauty that touch the human being, including me. You are seeing the ocean, you are seeing the water, especially the blue water, and the airport is just on the middle of the whole ocean, and it's not actually the normal sea, it's the ocean, Indian Ocean. So the feelings and the emotion, it's actually a different way belongs to the Maldives. And when you come and when you're landing and you talk with the people, then you understand that it's not something just only the beauty of the nature, it's also the beauty of the people, the community, the sense of the community, the way they are appreciating, approaching to the people, and the bonding also, with us, especially like when I'm here, as a representative, as an ambassador, as a High Commissioner of the Bangladesh, and when we are talking, when we are finding the relations in normal way, the talks, I still remember the first times, the first impression in everywhere, I found that bonding and community. I found that when we are talking, it's not something like, for 1 day or 2 days. It's 1,000 years of community, sense of belonging with each other. So that's the impression actually helped me to see the country, to see the region, to see the relations between the Bangladesh and Maldives.
Of course, cultural and people-to-people ties are the most important aspect in our bilateral relations, and it's the foundation of a strong diplomacy as well. How would you describe the cultural connection between Maldivian and Bangladeshis? In fact, I have personally experienced the friendship between the workers here, and I myself have strong friendships between the Bangladeshi friends as well. How would you describe the cultural foundation?
Well, I think that's the most important foundation of our relations, because from many aspects we can say, like, okay, we have the trade relations, we have economic relations, we have different way of our relations, but we have to look the foundations, and I think the culture is our foundations, and that's why from our perspective, from the mission, we always try to emphasize on the cultural diplomacy, because we found that the Maldives, our relations is very much historical and civilizational. And we also found that relations, as I said earlier, like it's 1,000 years of relations, and that's why we try to find out, like, in what way we can grow up those things. And as you said, like, that's our faith, our even our dress up, our food, our even the way of the talks, the way of our understanding with each other, the way of our family bonding, the way to respect to the elders, the way to affection to the youngers and also kids. It's everything's actually same here. So it's feelings like Maldives is easily a second home actually for Bangladesh, and also same way actually for Maldivians. Bangladesh, it could be and it can be actually a second home home, because there is not that much differences we can find. I mean, maybe we can say like the language, for example, like some may say that okay, it's a Dibehi, that's a Bengali, but you'll find there are many common words in here. Even I found interestingly our peoples who are working here, who are expatriate peoples, and many peoples they learn Dibehi and
fast.
they know very very well Dibehi language. So this is also another thing. It shows that the affection of our people to learn the new language, and also that language is very much near to us, and that's why they are the same people. They're maybe they're easily and quickly learning that language, and also that affinity and as I said, the bonding between our culture, that actually help us to learn with each other, to learn that okay, I mean we already have our common things, so why not to explore more and more with and through the culture. So as I said, from our mission, we also emphasize these things, how we can grow up those issues. We are working with the cultural ministry. We are also talking about the arts, common arts. We are talking about the common food and culinary and different kind of festivals. We are also, have a partnership and doing some tasks with the schools, especially in Male and also Hulu Male, different kind of schools and government schools, kindergartens, try to find out our common culture between us and try to promote this common culture to understand with each other. Because as long as we have a people here, as long as we have a very good relations and we have a very good understanding, so we need to grow up from very early age to the upper age, and from both sides. We also give awareness to our people to know more Maldivians culture, to respect the Maldivian culture. The same way we also try to reach to the peoples of the Maldives to know our culture, our food. We try to invite the all segment of the peoples and society of the Maldives to our programs, our national days programs, our different kind of programs. Even recently we arranged some sort of programs like to memorize our leaders' legacy. So we also invite the different segments of Maldivians to know our leaders, our leadership, our role in international humanitarian peace, international different kind of fora where we are trying to input our role. And the same way also Maldives are doing the same thing. So we are trying to do it together. We're trying to do these things together. Why? Because we understand with each other's culture, and that's the foundation for understanding with each other.
Both Maldives and Bangladesh are often described as small states, and we have strategic importance as well. How do you see the role of small states diplomacy shaping your bilateral work and relationship?
Well, the important thing here that the small states sometimes have some way of really strength to work together, because as we know, they're just saying that even also a drop of water, when it goes continuously, it can be a bigger ocean. So actually the term is small states sometimes is not actually small states if they are working together. So in that sense, I think if I want to talk from the perspective of the Bangladesh, it's a growing economy country. We are talking here from nearly 185 million to 200 million people, and we are now, billions of dollars economy country, more than $37 billion reserve economy. And the same way that from Maldives, it's also the very growing, developing, and going to be a very developed state very soon. So from both sides, actually, if we start from even economy, there's a huge potentials here. And one thing from our perspective, we believe the way we need to develop, that is the cooperation and collaboration. So we have to actually develop with each other. And in that way, if you see that in Maldives, the peoples who are coming here for works, for doing the task here, as an employee, they are at the same time actually developing Maldives. They're contributing to the economy of the Maldives. They are the part of the Maldives. At the same time, they are also contributing to the economy and development what's the name, the Bangladesh. So you understand like how we are working in a collaborative way and how we can go far if we work together. And this kind of leadership and this kind of cooperation, why it's important, because the small states, they are not necessarily to look the different kind of conflicting things, different kind of, we know there are so many competition, there are so many things around us, and for a small space it's not important actually to look onto or into it. Rather they have to find out how we can make more collaboration, more cooperation, to find out the more trade, more economic cooperation, more mobility, such as like labor mobility. So what we have to do, we have to go at least three very essential things, especially when we're talking the Bangladesh and Maldives. The first thing actually climate and environment. That's very important for both countries. The first thing, we both are Indian Ocean region. Bangladesh is a Indian Ocean region's country, and also the Maldives is actually the in between the Indian Ocean. So Maldives experience is very important for Bangladesh and many other countries in the region. So that's the first thing, we need to find out how we can collaboratively work in multilateral fora. So in UN, in YC, in IORA, in Commonwealth, I mean, whatever it is, the existing all international organizations, we can work together to encourage the other states to focus on climate change, to focus on environmental degradation or any other issues related to the environment. So we have to work together. We have to find out a forum that's we can work together in a joint working group level, like Bangladesh, Maldives, environmental resilient group, or maybe something about the climate groups, something we need to work together in every fora. We are working already together, but we have to focus more on that kind of issue. The second thing of the blue economy, because nowadays ocean is not something like natural or something we can say like simple tourism. It's actually a big economy.
Yeah.
So for both countries, as we have the blue economy and ocean, as like we can say like we have a Bay of Bengal, and Maldives have the part of the Indian Ocean, and so we need to learn from each other.
Yeah.
For example, like if we can create something, the Bangladesh Maldives Blue Economic Forum, and in that forum we will especially focus on how we can utilize our resources from the ocean and from the resources that are supposed to be have in the ocean. So we can work together, because we have resources in our Bay of Bengal and Maldives have resources in their near areas. For example, let's say like tuna. I mean, this is the one of the biggest I think industry in Maldives, and that's a very absolutely wonderful things, and Bangladesh can learn something from there. And the same way also from Bangladesh side, they can also do work together with the Maldives and make a more expertise on fisheries, on seafood, in many other industries and which are related to the blue economy. Thirdly, I can say like that's also another important things we can talk. It's about the food security. So food security is very much important, as my understanding, my observation, and my workings and professionally in the Maldives. What I found that in Maldives, we have to also work in a food security in agricultural area. So in food security in Bangladesh, they can work very much to make these two small states, especially in Bangladesh. That's what I time to time say, it's have some capacity in terms of their growing economy, in terms of their growing defense industry, in terms of their growing diplomatic capacity. They are now moving forward, try to be a middle power country, and Maldives is already a developing state and going to be a developed state. That's what we are expecting in 2040.
Yeah.
So look that the small states, maybe the size is small, but their plan strategy is not small. They can do together are huge potential things. So the food security could be one of the things that Bangladesh may support Maldives. Bangladesh may have some strategic cooperation to provide and to produce like rice, vegetables, many other things which are related to the food. So that's the one of the area we can talk that or both small states, they can work together. And apart from that, we know, I mean, I will talk of course more on the education and knowledge transfer, like science and technological issues. That's what we need to find out, like how we can exchange our information, exchange our talks on, especially let's say like now AI is coming. So artificial intelligence has of course the many potentials, but for small states it has some way we need to work together. We need to find out in what capacity we can protect our privacy, our sovereignty, and our way of opportunity. So there are some opportunity we need to work together in AI, in future of the privacy settings, future of our country's potentials, and finally that's the most important things, of course, the labor mobility. So these are already here. So we want to do these things in a balanced way, like skilled and non-skilled. So we already have peoples in every sectors of the Maldives, thanks to the government of the Maldives and the peoples of the Maldives to trust our people, to have a trust on our integrity of our people who are contributing to work, who are working here. So in that capacity, we can see these peoples can be a very good link for a strong cooperation between the two small states, between the two states who are in the same region. So we can try to find out the more cooperation in this area, in what way we can find, what way we can keep the peoples, especially as I said, like our peoples are in the construction, are in the tourism, are in the service sectors, and also in a many peoples who are very respected, let's say like honorable peoples of the government, and also from many other sides. Our peoples are working there. So we already have that cooperation and trust relations. So we want to continue these trust relations by making our strong labor mobility. And as I said, like we have to make a balance with skilled and non-skilled labor force.
You have highlighted very important areas in our relationship, and through your political science expertise, you have highlighted ways how our voice can be heard on global platforms, and how we can act towards achieving our big goals, though we are considered as small states. Would you like to add anything on the way how you see our migrant labor source, as Bangladesh is the largest migrant labor source in the Maldives? How do you see this relationship more enhanced and more developed in a sustainable and mutual beneficial way?
Well, that's very important area we have to actually focus. And again, thank you. Indeed, I mean, as I said earlier, that the labor force, that's one of the very wonderful things that makes our two countries' relations more, I think, perfect way. Of course, we may have some issues, but I mean, as long as I personally, and I saw my previous high commissioners, we have very well communications with the different segment of the authority and the government of Maldives. So we always have a very good relations to address the things, to cooperate the things, and to follow up the things, like in what way even our people, if they are here, how they and what way they need to follow the law of the Maldives, and we are trying our best to award them in what way they need to follow up those things. So these things are already there, and we have that relations with the people and also with the government of the Maldives. And second things, as I said, these are the bridge. So these migrants or these expatriate people, they're actually basically making this bridge between these two countries. The first thing is that Bangladeshi people, they're working here for long times. I mean, and why they're working here, there would be many answers, but one of the answers that could be for the integrity. And the other things, it's actually the peoples of the Maldives. That's what I really want to be thanks to them, and also want to appreciate and grateful to them that they really trust them. I mean, they really understand that the integrity of these people, the industrious, how much industrious these people. So you will see most of the Bangladeshis, they are working very heavy task here. You will find that many are working in the construction sector, and we know the environment in the Maldives, or due to the sun, due to the hot weather and summer season. So within this way, if you go and if we really, together, if we walk in Male, in Hulu Male, all of the, big islands, even the Addu, for example, Lamu, or many other islands, you'll find the top buildings, top many other even resorts, for example. It's actually built by Bangladeshi expatriate workers. So they have that contribution. They have, and it's something maybe somebody can say from some different kind of way, but the really is that they build up their trust here. They try to be integrated to contribute here. And what our perspective that it is actually a bridge between the Bangladesh and Maldives, and we want to continue that. We want to see in what way we can continue these things to further way. So for example, now the government is following the things we are trying to ensure that our people need to follow up those things. For example, about the, let's say, like biometric registration, we ensure that all people need to do those things. And also the regularization. So we are trying to work with the government to regularize the peoples to work legally here in the Maldives. So all of the things we are working together to make this flow more sustainable. So that's our target, that's our purpose actually, to ensure that the peoples who are here, they should work in a way that will not make any kind of problems. Also Maldives law and Maldives things that Maldives need to care. And the same way we are also looking at the Maldives government, like if there is any issue that need to be addressed. So we are working closely about that issue.
You have highlighted many important areas where Bangladeshi workers and Maldivians also share. When we look into education, many Maldivian students pursue medical education in Bangladesh, and this is an area where a lot of Maldivian students have interest as well. How can this educational partnership be expanded or improved more?
Well, that's a very important area we are really focusing from our mission. Because as you know, that only the last year we have nearly 83 Maldivian students. They went only for the medical internship to do their internship in Bangladesh. One thing I have to take note here, this is the only opportunity that Bangladesh is providing to the Maldives. Normally, there's a rules like that. The students need to do their MBBS in the same, and then they can do their internship. Even also for Bangladeshi students who are entering in the medical colleges and also want to do the internship, they have to go a very tough exam. But for Maldivian students, we are not giving any kind of exam, so they can directly go to the medical college and do their internship. Even in recent times, just in November, we arranged in Bangladesh and Maldives, the history of the bilateral relations of our two countries, we did a very largest medical expo, and in that medical expo, almost many of our private medical colleges, they came here and they try to introduce their opportunities and their potentials with the Maldivian students. And that is also another opportunity that Maldivian students now are exploring. So medical is really already there. So we have that opportunity, and we are trying to do those opportunities again and again for Maldivian students, our brothers and sisters who are here. So from our mission, we are trying to full up and try to find out, like, okay, only not the medical, we are trying to find out the more than medical offers. For example, in recent times, we did the first time like MOU with the three universities, like three top universities in the Bangladesh, like University of Dhaka, which are the QS ranking now nearly 600 something. And also we did our military university that's called the Bangladesh University of Professionals. And also we did the MOU with the Bangladesh Maritime University, with the Maldives National University. So this is a really growing area that shows like we are trying to do more in academic areas, in educational cooperation. And already almost every university in the Bangladesh, even the private universities in the Bangladesh, they're offering scholarship, and especially students from Maldives, they have always extra offer and scholarship opportunities to study in the Maldives. So we're trying our best to explore those things and to address these things to the students of the Maldives to explore Bangladesh, because we have a common culture, common food, common faith, common clothes. I mean, many things we have a common. So it's a much more, I think, better for Maldivian students. And also, one more thing, is I think much cheaper to compare with many other maybe countries. So this is the area we are really working with the people and also the government. And apart from that, we are trying to explore these things to also agricultural universities. So we are trying to do a MOU with also agricultural university, because that's another opportunity for Maldivian students. One thing I have to take note, for example, now we have totally 174 universities in Bangladesh. So it's actually a huge area that Maldives students they can explore. We have science and technology university, agriculture universities, we have general public universities, and we have the private universities. So I think these 174 universities are really a great opportunities for the students to find out the suitable place for them. Apart from that, we have medical colleges. I mean, nearly now we have 111 medical colleges, including the private and public medical colleges. So it is also the huge potentials for the students who want to study and go the right area. And one thing also I have to take note that we have the 355 nursery colleges. So that's also another potentials. We really want to see more of our brotherly nations students, because that's a really a great area that they can explore. And also the technical colleges and institutes, we have nearly 110, and also more than 3,000 we have different kind of skills based center and places. So these are the things actually Bangladesh are very welcoming also to see also our friend and also our brotherly nations like Maldives, and these are already there. So including or with medical college cooperation, medical education, I think these are the areas we can explore more, we can work more. And from our side also, we are trying to learn more also from the Maldives to the area like in the maritime, in different kind of issues related to the climate, to the environment. So many of the issues actually we need to know from with each other. So that's the areas we can simply say that education that is really important for our both countries.
Are there any plans to introduce more other formal academic exchanges, scholarships, and partnerships between Maldives and Bangladeshi students?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's what our target. So as I said, like, I mean, we started to do more and more, MOU, and through this MOU, there's more students from the Maldives. They can go to Bangladesh, and also the Bangladeshi students, they can come here. So it's not also limited to the students. So we are also reaching to the academicians, the faculty members. We're trying to reach to the researcher. We are trying to reach to the, to make the joint research program, joint scientific program, join, as I said earlier, now is AI is coming. So we need to actually work more of our scientists, more of our people who are making the public policy, let's say the policy making level people, bureaucrats. So we're trying to reach also to both countries to make the collaboration, and both countries they can find out like how they can work together in those areas. So of course these things are there, and we are also promoting more and more scholarship opportunities. As I said, in medical college we have the 7 full scholarship for the Maldivian students, but unfortunately last couple of years we didn't receive actually enough candidates even to fill up the scholarship. So I think this is the opportunity that our brothers and sisters they can explore. Our Maldivian students, they need to find out this opportunity. We are already announcing those things. We are making the fairs, but I think somehow there are some missing area, but we need to explore together to fill up this missing area and to address those scholarship, to address those opportunities for Maldivian students.
And when we look into trade, ties on tourism, Maldives is a luxury destination. And while Bangladesh also has a growing tourism industry, I think there could be areas for collaboration and joint promotion as well. What do you see as opportunities for joint collaboration, promotion, and knowledge sharing between two countries?
Well, this is one of my academic tasks. I promoted a concept, a theoretical concept. It's called the power of bonding. So power of bonding is actually alternative theory of the soft power or public diplomacy. So it's basically trying to reach and trying to identify the cultural diplomacy, how the both countries, they can work together through this way, like especially what was my idea that most of our countries like Maldives and Bangladesh or many Asian countries, what we are really focusing and giving much better importance on culture, on our traditions, on our history, on our civilization. Because that's the way we actually belong to this area. If you look at all of these regional countries, Indus civilization, Chinese civilization, Persian civilization, Bengal civilization, Maldives civilization, you will find many common things that we really love to find out our culture, our roots, our history. So these are the way we are actually making our sharing our knowledge. So the power of bonding or soft power, that is the actual things we need to work together. We need to find and we need to do work more on our sports. We need to do the things like in what way the Bangladesh do and friendly matches, for example, with the Maldives in football, in cricket, in other areas. So that will be also the one of the way. The media, for example, we need a more and more collaboration with media. So the Bangladeshi medias and Maldives medias, they can share their knowledge, they can share their information, and in that way we can make a more of our public and soft power in the region. And also apart from that, like in the areas of, for example, government to government, we already have a very sustainable relations, but to do it more sustainable way, we need to find out like how we can exchange our knowledge, and we are working on that, and we have already many places to do these things in a much better and sustainable position. And also we can talk, let's say, like about the historical understanding and civilization understanding of these two countries. For example, I can share things that I read from the Maldives history. Especially it was mentioned by Ibn Battuta in his book, I think probably Rehala, when he traveled from Bangladesh, I mean during that time from Bengal to the India, then came to the Maldives. It was, I think, the 1298 or 92, 1292 or 98, something like that. And when he reached in Maldives, he found that there was a sultan. His name was a Sultan Salahuddin Salih al-Bengali. So that's called also in Maldives the foreign sultans or Bengali sultan. So he married Maldivians, and I think possibly his son and also daughter, they later was the queen and the also the sultan again. I think that maybe Queen Khadija has some link, and also there was the Umar, the Sultan Umar, who are so prominent in the Maldives history. So I found that there is some link up actually with us even the thousands years before. And so we need this kind of knowledge sharing actually in our textbook, in our storybooks. And even also I still remember when I met and talked with the Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Arts about these issues, and I found that many common words we have in the story, especially in Maldives. For example, in different kind of story of the Maldives, it has written something about the Bangladesh, some common words of the Bangladesh. We need to work those kind of things because it is showing that how close relation we have even in a kids storybooks. And so it is already there, so we have to actually make it like an institutionalized way. So we have to make our relations, our knowledge sharing in more institutional way. If we have those institutionalizations, we will see our more bonding and collaboration in a perfect and in a we can transform that relation in a very strategic cooperation, and that will help our country's economy, our country's like position in world economy.
I see that trade between Bangladesh and Maldives remains a bit limited. What key sectors such as fisheries, agriculture, or pharmaceuticals hold the promise for growth?
Well, I mean, Bangladesh now is, we have the business, especially the Bangladesh is it's not that much big. Bangladesh is exporting nearly $7 million. Exports items, especially as you said, most of the things related to the food items or garments, very small yet, and also something we can say that some pharmaceuticals items. So we are working that, and we're trying to find out the more of our exports and also trade and businesses with Maldives. And also from the Maldives, it is also, I mean, very growing. I mean, last 2024 it was something 3 point some million dollars, but now this year in 2025, end of this 2025, we found that it's more than $4 million. So it looks like it is growing, and it looks like I mean, both sides, they are more interested, and I'm sure from both of our countries, let's say like our representative as like our mission and also Maldives mission in Bangladesh, we are working very closely, and we are trying to follow up like in what way both countries can be benefited. And that's why it looks like within this year it is growing much better. I mean, both countries' economy and trade relation is growing, even if it is a small portion, but it is growing, not downing. So that's a very positive sign for our countries. And we're trying to find out more of this area. For example, we are trying to also encourage how the Bangladesh can come here. We have also, I mean, Bangladeshi diaspora who are really working not only in a let's say like non-skilled area, they're also working in an investment area. Recently, I went to the Ardu, and I traveled in a nursery that was also actually invested one of the Bangladeshi, and also many schools, colleges, and also many of the areas like real estate business. There are Bangladeshi people who are working here. So we want to do more this kind of things. In that way, our relations will be more close. And as I said, like food items and beverage and many other areas, Bangladesh is really have a very good partnership, but still it's a small. I want to see actually this trade relation at least more than $1 billion. And I think within 2 to 3 years, if we work in that way, this economy possibly it will reach to the at least $1 to $2 billion, and it would be very possible actually if we find out our relations. For example, the garments area, the Bangladesh we know is a very popular destination to produce the garments products, but still the Maldives is not that much of the garments products are coming from Bangladesh. And of course there are some lag. We are trying to work more on the direct shipping, so when we'll have that direct shipping, I'm sure we'll have more products like garments products from Bangladesh that will directly come to the Maldives, and that will have less, you know, I mean, especially that would be much cheaper. And Maldives already, many people, they're going to the Bangladesh for shopping purposes. So we have the numbers that shows that the many people, they're going to the Bangladesh just only for the shopping, and that's a good sign, I think. And also many Bangladeshis, you know, there's only in 2024 it was like nearly more than 30,000, and 2025 it was more than 40,000, and this year we are expecting that it could be 50,000 of tourists, just only tourists who are coming to the Maldives for tourism purposes. And this is the huge numbers, because our rank is actually 13th in all Maldivians, tourists who are coming from the abroad. So it shows that our peoples now they are coming to the Maldives to explore the Maldives through expenses. Also, they are let's say earnings in here because they love Maldives. So these are the growing, I mean, areas apart from our normal trade relations. So we have to also look that pattern, and I'm sure if we continue this kind of pattern with our labor mobility, with our area of working force like tourism, tourists who are coming here and tourists who are coming from Maldives to Bangladesh, I'm sure the economy volume will be very much higher what we are seeing now.
You have highlighted many important areas where our bilateral ties are growing. Before you conclude, would you like to add any remarks?
Well, as I said, like, you know, both countries, what we have to find out this, you know, as we are a small state, but we have a huge potentials and attractions. And, you know, in international relations, in foreign relations, in foreign diplomacy, in making relations, one of the most important things, how my country is producing attractions to other countries. Why other countries will come to my countries and make the investment and make the business, make and coming more tourists and also doing more trade. It's all about the attraction, and it's all about the soft power. So I think the both countries, as we have these potentials, we have these areas, because it's a God-gifted natural potentials we have, and we are. I think Maldives is really utilizing these things, but we can do more and more works. For Bangladesh also can learn something and do more and more tasks on that kind of way, how to utilize their attractions. And Maldives is already doing such thing, but they can make it more in a way what in future it will be much better and much more sustainable. So we need to work together. Small states, regional partners, we have to work in a multilateral organizations like UN, like OIC, like IORA, like any international organization what we have existed, regional organization what we have existed, we have to work together, like SARC. We have to work together. We have to find out that that's the way we can be benefited, and we can look for our people, because that is our target. I mean, to have the peace, in that way our peoples can be benefited, our people can living in a peaceful life. So these are the areas we need to find out. We need to work more and more areas of soft power.
Thank you very much for joining me in this episode of Diplomatic Focus, and I hope that you'll be achieving great success in enhancing our bilateral ties in these areas, and I look forward to having you on another episode of Diplomatic Focus.
Thank you so much.
And for viewers, that's all we have for this program of Diplomatic Focus. I hope this was informative and you got to know about more on the bilateral aspects of Maldives and Bangladesh. Thank you for joining, and we'll soon meet again with another show with another